Welcome to another evening here on the stream. Tonight I'm going to be playing a little Dark Souls. It's kind of out of the blue, but I mean, this is an amazing game, and I've had a couple of acquaintances talking about it recently, and I just realized I haven't played it in years, and I've never tried the remastered version on PC here. So it seemed like as good a time as any. I'm definitely going to get back to Wargroove, which is another game I've been playing recently and liking quite a bit. It's definitely a change of pace from Dark Souls, so I'll absolutely be back to that at some point here. So let's get going. I've been looking forward to this, and I just haven't had a chance to sit down this week so far. So I wanted to do a little impromptu play tonight. Just kick back for a while. Not sure why that UA scale was different there, if that's the default or what. I haven't thought a lot about what I want to do with this playthrough. Often what I do with builds is just kind of like a jack of all trades, a little bit of everything. It's fun to get some like utility spells in there and stuff. I tend toward maybe like kind of the finesse weapons a little bit more, quick agile characters. So that would be maybe dexterity more than strength. But maybe I might focus on strength a little bit more this time, make sure I have a good hefty shield for fun, and see about adding some probably faith or intelligence into the build like later on, maybe even in like a beyond the first cycle. But yeah, I think I'll start with the warrior here. It's a very good balance of sort of key weapon combat stats: vitality, strength, dexterity, resistance, endurance at a soul level 4. So yeah, why not? This takes me back. I remember the pendant. Big psych out. Bit of a trick. Has no use as far as I remember. Master key is quite useful to open some doors, but I don't think you need it. There are other keys that you can obtain in game, or the master key is actually obtainable in game. One of the two. So I don't think not taking this actually misses you anything. Most of these others are small benefits. So the old standby that I remember, the old Witch's Ring, this is always a good choice for a little bit of extra lore that it's kind of well into the game, but we'll come to eventually. That's right, I guess this first game had a bit more limited character creation. Not too concerned about the details here. Yeah, let's go.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone scales. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark sign. Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Good stuff. Always enjoy sort of the rich sort of details that they paint on the periphery of everything in these games. So yeah, so it's been years since I've played Dark Souls. It's funny thinking back, like just in my memory, like all the games run together a little bit. Like I remember distinct bits from all of them for sure. Played all of them. Definitely some of my favorites. But when before starting today, I was thinking about like what actually comes from Dark Souls, like which memories are from Dark Souls, and I wasn't sure I could remember like all the distinct bosses and stuff that were from this game specifically. But now that I get started, like it all is just so familiar. Bit of nostalgia, I guess. The good old stray demon. I think that will be an encounter later on. This actually looks pretty pretty sharp and clean. I like it. I don't actually know all the differences that the remastered version introduces. Certainly the frame rate is just wonderful so far. That alone is going to be fantastic, but the images and the texture looks pretty clean as well. Got people playing, it looks like. See some Phantom there. All these messages are static tutorial messages at this point. Yeah, so I think all I really want to do with this playthrough is sort of rediscover the game. Take my time with it. I always enjoy sort of trying to fully explore all the bosses, not trying to rush through them. Sort of see all their attacks, kind of master the fight a little bit before moving on, so I'll probably take that approach. So one thing I am noticing here is the UI is really large. I guess we did see that UI scale setting, so maybe setting that back down a little bit would be nicer. Oh, it actually shrinks the main menu as well. But it is shrinking and moving to the corners. I wish the main menu would stay full scale, but I could shrink the on-screen HUDs. I'll just try to strike a balance here. Maybe that 0.75 is actually pretty good. Can hear the good old demon up there walking in place, I guess. Either that or it's the stray demon below. I think we can run from this guy. Yeah, there's a door over there, although it's closed currently. Maybe that pops open when he jumps down. All we have is our good old broken sword hilt here. Maybe we'll take him on, why not? I'm sure there'll be plenty of dying through this run. much damage at this point. I was actually clicking the stick there to run, which is completely wrong. I don't think there's really any, well, certainly not a big benefit to beating him at this stage. Normally what you do is just run through here, close the gate, boom, and be back to fight him a little later with a proper weapon. This is a great spot to get accustomed to the curving arrow phenomenon. You can see right there. Oh, right in the face. Yeah, the text is definitely not as clean with the UI shrunk a little bit, but pretty sure that guy waited at the top of the stairs here, but I think that item won't be reachable until quite a bit later. Yeah, it's moments like that. I would never think of that spontaneously just when I was, thinking back on Dark Souls. But as soon as I step up on those stairs, I'm like, yeah, I remember absolutely the trap there.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my... I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you? Regrettably, I have failed in my mission. But perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen. And thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite. Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you. Now I must bid. I would hate to harm you after. And
So we got our replenishable heals. And I'm pretty sure this key is really just for the immediate progression here. Door at the top of the stairs. There's another Undead Asylum key. But not until quite a bit later. Yeah, so we'll be back for that someday. Down the line a ways. The detail on him looking up at you there, it's really nice. I don't remember that being quite so defined. Yeah, we still have to hear that stomping underground, so that's the other demon. Another thing for the return trip. Yes, I'm pretty sure I remember a nice little touch is if you stand up, which of course I did when I first played through this, was if you stand up on that ledge when you first come through the fog, looking down at him, he will eventually jump up and just smash you. If you're just kind of checking it out. Big Pilgrims Key, that's our key out of here. think we have anything for you just yet. I think there might be another trade location as well. I forget, but this is the crow that you can drop items for, leave the area, reload your game, come back and get something. I think there are a couple trades that are pretty valuable, but I don't remember the specifics. Always enjoy the sense of scale in these games as well, and this is like a small location.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Yeah, this is just so familiar. Really cool to be back.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are, actually, 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happens. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead? Ah, your face. You're practically hollow. But who knows? Going hollow could solve quite a bit.
Yes, if I remember.
Restoring your humanity?
Oh, here we go.
Well, there are a few ways to go about it. Collect it bit by bit from corpses. Or you can butter up a cleric and get yourself summoned. And the quickest way, although I'd never do it, is to kill a healthy undead and pillage its humanity. Coveting thy neighbor is only human, after all. What are you looking at? Don't try anything clever. You might regret it. What? You want to hear more? Oh, that's all we need. Another inquisitive soul. Well, listen carefully then. One of the bells is up above in the undead church, but the lift is broken. You'll have to climb the stairs up the ruins and access the undead burg through the waterway. The other bell is back down below the undead berg, within the plague-infested Blight Town. But I'd die again before I step foot in that cesspool.
I actually look forward to Blight Town, seeing it with this frame rate.
Bloody hell, what is it now? You ask too many questions.
So many of the characters in this series often have quite a dark streak